Hello, I'm Tyler Tully. Dimerix is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company with a portfolio of drug candidates for inflammatory illnesses, including kidney and respiratory diseases. I'm joined now by CEO and Managing Director, Dr. Nina Webster. Nina, for those who aren't familiar, can you start by giving us a brief background of the company and what you do?
Absolutely, and thank you very much for having me today. So just by way of background, as you mentioned, Dimerix was founded on the background of a proprietary platform looking at diseases in the inflammatory space. And the lead candidate that we're working on at the moment is a drug called Dimerix 200, which is in what we call Phase III clinical trials. And that's the last one before market. And it's in a disease called focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, or FSGS, which is a rare type of kidney disease.
I think you've just touched on it there, but can you explain further what FSGS is and how Dimerix 200 is aiming to address that condition?
Absolutely. So focal segmental glomerulosclerosis literally means some sections of the kidney units are scarred. And what happens over time is more and more pieces of the kidney become scarred until there's not enough left to filter the blood and you end up in renal failure. Now, in this particular disease, patients come in with high blood pressure. High blood pressure causes a buildup of pressure in the kidney, which causes inflammation, and that causes scarring or cell death. Now, what our drug does is it works on that inflammatory pathway. So we drive down the inflammation and therefore prevent the scarring, fibrosis, and prevent cell death.
And you're heading into a major readout with part 2 of the Phase III trial. What does success look like here and what should investors be looking out for?
Absolutely. So we're in a Phase III clinical trial, as I mentioned before, and the full study takes patients all the way through from day one, when they're drugged with either drug or placebo, through to 2 years, where we're looking at something called eGFR, which is estimated glomerular filtration rate. That literally means how many mils per minute is your blood filtering. And when we're babies, we're born with 120 up here. Over time, as we age, it naturally declines. But with these FSGS patients, that is crashing. And it's crashing to the point where these patients hit kidney failure, typically within about 5 years of diagnosis. So what we're looking to do with this clinical trial is delay that time to kidney failure. If you can add years to the life of a kidney if the drug is successful.
You've also had substantial partnering success in various jurisdictions. Can you touch on some of these transactions and what the major jurisdictions which remain or are being targeted?
Absolutely. So to your point, we've done 3 licensing deals to date. Collectively, they're just shy of $500 million in total upfront and potential milestone fees, and royalties are on top of that. So royalties on net sales are on top of that. So that's a really exciting proposition, particularly given the territories that we've gone after at the moment represent literally, we think, about 20% of the global opportunity. So we still have 80% of the value on the table, including in key territories such as US. The territories we have licensed, we've done Europe, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, as well as the Middle East and Japan.
So what should investors look out for over the next 12 to 24 months?
Yeah, good question. So we have announced that we have an FDA meeting at the end of March, which could discuss alternative endpoints, looking for proteinuria and eGFR endpoints. We also have our first development milestone anticipated coming up from our Japanese partner, which could bring in another $4.1 million. We then have the planned blinded interim data collection anticipated in August 2025, as well as the potential for any accelerated approval, which is going to market halfway through the study, subject to that FDA feedback. Then full study recruitment in Q3 this year. Now, the potential upside that could happen at any time is those additional licensing partners, particularly in those unlicensed territories, including US.
Well, it definitely sounds like busy times ahead for the company. Thanks for joining us today, Nina.
Thank you very much for having me.